Okay, today we're playing a game on Hanamura. We are in the Bronze SR range, and we will be playing Hanzo the entire way through. Shockingly enough, a game in the Bronze SR range. I don't really care what our team comp is that much, because it doesn't matter really beyond, do we have a healer? That's it. Doesn't even really matter if you have a tank down here, because let's be real. Is the Reinhardt going to play like he's a tank if he's in Bronze? I'd be surprised. So let's start the game. So first, we've got to take a moment to center ourselves, right? Got to get ready. Got to get building up to it. We're going to come out here and we're going to kill 6 people immediately. Alright, let's go. Alright. So, our Widow is a crack shot, I can see already off of that. So, coming a really long way around here. For not too much reason. We did end up creeping up on that Hanzo, but he got away from us. Don't stand perfectly still, ever, because that makes it way easier for you to get killed. Especially when Hanzo is so prevalent these days. Like, we could have wall climbed up to where we got up to, and there was a health kit, like, underneath as well. Oh! Where is he? I know he came this way. Fucking love video games. Oh, Jesus. Don't stand perfectly still. Also, Baby D.Va was behind us. We just got shot in the back several times by Baby D.Va. She got into her mech behind us. I just heard her call it. Don't stand perfectly still when you're shooting at somebody, because then somebody's just got to see you and go, oh, just like hover over the head real quick. And Hanzo's in like every game these days, so it's very hazardous. Someone said GG already. Let's go back and make note of their name. Zarblog is a good name right there, okay? So make note of that name in case we have to make fun of him later, which we probably will. Just, like, jump away from the Doomfist, though, because we don't want to get uppercut, really. I mean, if he uppercuts us, is he gonna be good enough to actually shoot us regardless? But either way, we don't want to be right next to Doomfist, so we just lunge away from Doomfist as Hanzo. If you're just traveling, like, long distance, just, like, lunge across as we're going. Just, like, you know, just, like, lunge. Nothing's gonna happen on the way there. We'll get there slightly faster, you know. We haven't used Sonic Arrow this entire time, have we? Not that we've needed to be fair. Don't stand perfectly still. Again, here comes D.Va. Oh, you can hold Sonic Arrow. You can, like, push the button. Storm Arrow. You can hold Storm Arrow. You can fire a couple shots. Nope, that's not gonna work. You can fire a couple of arrows or one arrow and then just hold it, but we just fired all... You can just hold it. We just fired all 6 shots right into the wall, which isn't very productive. Sonic Arrow is not going to work over there because there's, like, no ground behind that wall, really, because there's just the drop, so it's not going to reveal anything. If the plan is to see, like, D.Va coming through the doorway, you just fire it, like, onto the ramp to see her coming, but no. So... we don't know where they are, really, and this is not a great angle for the dragon, because they can just back up onto the, you know, ramp behind, and or they can go for, like, it's not likely to hit very many people. A better shot, like, we don't know where they are, which is the principal issue right now, but, like, even from just, like, this perspective, if we aim it more like so, like this way across, right, diagonally, it'll intersect with the back end of the objective and force them, if they're gonna dodge the dragon, they have to come out onto the open space of the objective to avoid it, rather than just going further back towards their spawn instead. But, like, we didn't really know where any of them were, so... usually when you're using your ult, you want to know where the enemy team are. So, we don't really want to come and stand on the objective, really, because we're playing, like, a decently long-ranged hero. You know, Hanzo isn't actually a sniper, despite what Blizzard might tell you. We don't want to be, like, touching the enemy at the same time, so we are, we're better, oh, fuck, so much typing has been happening. I wasn't paying attention. We don't want to be, like, touching the enemy. If you're playing a hero that has, like, range, it's usually better to hang around the edge of the point rather than actually going and touching the point, because if you're a hero with any kind of range to you, it's just like, why would you want to stand closer to the enemy team? That's usually just making it easier for them to kill you. So we're better off just, like, hovering around the point rather than actually on the point. You know, we're playing Hanzo, we can, like, get up onto this area really easily. We just, like, lunge the wall and climb up again. No big deal. So, like, we really haven't... oh, cursor's on the screen. We really haven't used Sonic Arrow, like, at all. I just saw Widow creeping up over there. I think we saw her? Oh, we did look over there. We're making it really easy for her, though, because, like, look at the way we're moving, right? Go back a little bit further. Because we're just, like, very slowly going the exact same direction the entire way across, so she's just like, yep, there he goes. Easy. You want to vary up your movement when you're especially if you're fighting someone, like, precision-based, like McCree, Soldier, Widow. You want to vary up your movement a little bit, because just, like, tracking one really long path like that is makes you very predictable and very easy to kill. The idea is more to do, like, short and sharp movements because they're more unpredictable than, like, long movements like that, which is why you'll see, like, if you watch, like, really high level or just high level in general, like a McCree fighting McCree or Widow fighting Widow, they AD, crouch, uncrouch, AD, because it's just, like, short, sharp movements are harder to predict, basically. So I don't necessarily object of what a brave play that was right there. I don't exactly object to using Sonic Arrow like that, in case anybody's, like, hiding on the high ground, but, like, it doesn't end up doing much. And we know, like, Widow is probably hanging out up there, so, like, Storm out up there, Storm out, Sonic Arrow, fucking, they both gotta start with an S, haven't they? Sonic Arrow makes it really easy to, like, fuck Widowmaker, because you just throw the Sonic Arrow up at her, and then, bam, you can peek the corner and kill her. Oh, we lunged forward for some reason in there as well. We don't want to do that, because that's just putting us further into risk. And we know Widow's up there. She's been shooting at us this entire time, but we didn't look up at her, and she ended up killing us. So if we know that Widow's up there, we can just throw the Sonic Arrow up there, and then we can see her through the corner, and then we can just peek the corner and kill her, or, like, lunge around the corner if we're feeling particularly skillful, and kill her like that. Because as it turns out, wall hacks make it really easy to win a sniper fight when you know where to hover your cursor. So Widow did use her ult, but I think it's run out by the time we got here. I wasn't paying super close attention, to be honest with you. Fair enough to just fire the arrows in to Reinhardt's shield. But then Doomfist actually tracks out away from the shield, because then Doomfist starts going this way. So yeah, we're doing that, and that's fine enough, like, filling space just by, like, shooting the shield and all that. But once Doomfist exposes himself, we should change to try and shoot at him instead. Because we only really want to fire at the shield to fill space, right? If we can shoot at a hero, that's more productive than shooting the any barrier. As soon as he starts doing that, just lunge, and he is unlikely to hit you, because you can lunge in any direction. And if Doomfist misses the punch, it's, like, pretty much over for him. As you can see, he missed that one, and he just gives up. So if we're afraid, he's probably not camping this corner, because he almost died, so he's almost certainly going to leave, because he's playing a big boy, and we only need to hit him once more. But just, like, if you're afraid somebody's camping the corner in the duel, just throw the Sonic Arrow, like, here, and then you'll see him if he's camping the corner. He almost certainly is going to leave, because he was so close to death, but we can use the Sonic Arrow before we come out, just to make sure. That's not a very good position to throw it in, because we want to actually get some warning that they're coming. So if we're trying to see somebody peeking around the corner, it's better to throw it, like, here, because then we'll see them coming the entire way up the staircase. Whereas firing it here will only reveal them just before they round the staircase. We would like to know a little bit more ahead of time than that. It's also just more likely to reveal more people if it's closer to the objective. So, again, we don't really know where anyone is, and we just use Dragon Strike, kind of like hoping it's going to hit people. Oh my god. I couldn't actually tell she was looking right at us, but she was. So, it's alright, we killed her. So, feels good, man. So here we could just, like, lunge. It's Orisa that's behind that, right? Yeah, quality's kind of low. We could just, like, lunge around the shield and start firing the Storm Arrow into her, and we'll kill her really quickly. We careful about where we're standing right now, because the enemy team are going to start coming out of that doorway behind us in a second, or the other doorway, but, you know, there's a 50-50 chance they come out of this doorway. Oh, look, Reaper came out of the doorway we were standing right next to, so that's scary, right? Bear in mind where the enemy team are going to be coming from when they're respawning, because it's better to stand on the side they aren't coming from. If we just stand on, like, next to the ramp, this ramp right here, then we're way away from their spawn, and we can just see them coming out and shoot them as they're coming onto the point, instead of sitting with our back to their spawn, which is where they're going to be coming out of in a second. No reason to be sitting up here. We can go stand on this down here, and, easy money, easy way to tilt someone really quickly, right? Throw your sonic arrow, like, right here on the truck, with, like, a second left on the timer, and then as they're coming out of the spawn, you'll see them coming around the corner, and then you can try and kill someone as they come around the corner. And if you just, like, pop their Mercy as she comes around the corner, Mercy's tilted. Right there, right then. And as we know, the team that tilts first is the team that loses. Roadhog tried. Really bad attempt, but he did try. Don't stand perfectly still. I know there's not a lot of room right here to move around in, but still don't stand perfectly still. Just, like, bob back and forth a little bit. It just makes you, like, 1% harder to kill. That's still 1 extra % harder to kill, which is... we don't want to make it easier for them. So, Doomfist's coming in. Oh god, I could hear him coming. To be fair, he shouldn't have actually done that, but I could hear him charging. We ended up getting killed. We don't really want to stand in that little room on the side, if at all possible, because if we're in that little room and somebody comes in to try and fight us, there's nowhere for us to go. Right? Because we're in this little room, we've got to try and get to one of the doorways. They're coming through the doorway we're looking at, so they're going to block us from going out that way. We just don't want to be in that little room. We don't want to be in any little confined spaces, usually, especially as a ranged hero, with any kind of decent range. Don't bother, it's gone. Now we're really likely to die, and this is like the worst time to die, because now... they're going to be pushing onto and bearing in mind we're in bronze, so other people are likely to do this. This is how the snowballs happen, right? Because they captured that first checkpoint really easily, right? Like, we got wrecked in that first fight, which means they are building up a lot of ult charge very quickly off that fight, right? Because they won pretty easily. So they're coming on to this objective with ult advantage. We just gave them more ult charge because we stayed out there to die. And then also they get to start pushing in 5v6 if just we died, but 4v6 because Doomfist also died. So that's like how the snowball victories happen, is like, because then this starts happening as well. Don't stand like here. Stand like on the platform behind us. There we go. English is a stupid language. Standing on the platform behind us, because then it's just harder for them to kill us than if we're standing on the objective. Again, we don't want to stand on the objective unless we absolutely have to as a DPS or a support. And like, Reinhardt's definitely coming with his ultimate, so don't just sit and watch it ticking. Like, come around here and start shooting at people still. Still don't stand perfectly still. Don't do that. I was saying that Reinhardt's definitely got his ultimate, so we should be able to see that one coming and, like, stay out of the way, because he's definitely got his ult. Earth Shatter charges really quickly, and they won that fight really easily, so he has Earth Shatter, so we should have been able to see that one coming and try to avoid it. Back up again. Just use Storm Arrow to try and kill Mercy, because she did just sit hovering in front of us. Just, like, try and kill her with Storm Arrow. We're standing perfectly still, really looking at that lady over there. Reinhardt's right there, right next to us, right? we saw him go around the corner over there, and he hasn't died yet. You can see in the kill feed, he killed 2 people instead. So he's going to be coming back in a second, and he's a bigger concern than Tracer is, because he's, like, right fucking there. So we just, like, let Reinhardt kill us right there, basically. And yeah, we could have just been standing on the platform still. Like, we didn't have to be standing on the objective yet. We could have stayed further back and just shot at them from on the platform. Like, Reinhardt has to actually come up the staircase to get you, right? Like... But also, Tracer was not the thing to be concerned with right there. The higher priority targets were Mercy and the Reinhardt because he was right next to us. Okay, so let's watch that one again. Oh. People are so bad. We don't have to stand on it yet. Somebody else is still standing on the objective right now, and we're not full health, so it's scary. Just like pop Storm Arrow when it comes up. Like, well, to be fair, it is actually more ideal to like fire and then immediately pop Storm Arrow and then lay into them. It's all right. Oh my god, Roadhog's just like. This is not gonna work, though. He's so far away. He's so fucking looking up at the top of the mountain like, I'm gonna fucking get him with this ultimate. People are so fucking bad at this video game. Don't stand perfectly still, because that's what happens. I can't believe Roadhog tried that. Fucking right after McCree tried that as well. Oh my god. Oh, no need to use the ult on just Roadhog. It's more effective for us to just fire at the Roadhog, because he can just move out of the dragon. We can just, like, keep shooting him instead. We didn't need to use Dragon Strike on him right there. We also didn't need to go and stand on the objective again yet, because other people were still touching the objective for us. We really don't want to stand on the objective unless we have to, because that just makes it easier for us to get killed. That's what tanks are for. I know we don't have any tanks on our team. That's okay. If other people are going to go stand on it, we don't have to stand on it yet. We can let them stand on it, and we'll shoot at the people and we'll shoot at the enemy from a safe distance, right? Then we'll come stand on it if we have to, is the idea. Genji's gonna deflect at us. He's gone now. Really slowly. Oh? Don't stand perfectly still. Just makes it way easier for stuff like that to happen. In general, we seem very uncomfortable moving around. Like, we're very slow and ponderous movements. We are, like, a large aspect of, like, any competitive game is that you have to be comfortable moving around in the space of the game, right? And, like, everything's just really slow and awkward. Like, we take very long movements. When we turn to look at something, we, like, very slowly look over at it, like... We don't do a lot of, like, looking around in general, because ideally also we're looking up there to make sure that we don't get surprised like that. In general, if you can stand on the high... We haven't even talked about this. If you can be standing on the high ground, you should be standing on the high ground. So, like, when a fight resets and you're defending the second checkpoint, just come stand up there, because... Basically, if you're on the high ground, it's harder for people to shoot you. It's easier for you to shoot them. It's easier to get headshots on them as well. It's harder for people to get to you. Some people just straight up can't get to you easily if they don't have movement abilities, and you just have a wider field of view, right? And then we can watch that doorway, and, like, it's harder for us to get surprised, and we can see the other doorways easily, right? If you can be standing on the high ground, go stand on the high ground, assuming your hero has range. If you're playing someone like Reaper, yeah, okay, fair enough, right? But, like... If you're playing a ranged hero at all, go stand on the high ground. Use Storm Arrow. Just, like, pop Storm Arrow right there to make sure she dies. Because, like, we hit her once, just pop Storm Arrow and, like, lay into her, because killing her right now is really important. Just don't even take the chance. Just make sure that she dies and doesn't get that res off. But like, also, ideally, you're like looking around constantly the whole time as well, because we basically just look straight ahead at the one thing we're looking at. There's really no reason to do that. Nothing's happening right now. Okay. Like, also, ideally, we're like looking around, because like, we want to be looking at all the routes flankers could be, and like, we're not really doing that either. And people are gonna come at you from fucking weird locations in bronze as well. So ideally, every now and then, we're just also like, oh, danger, no danger. Okay, continue business as usual. Yeah, like when the fight's resetting, just go stand up on that platform out there, or over on by the windows or something like that. Just like when the enemy team are resetting and like nothing's happening, just take that time to go and stand up on the high ground, because standing on the high ground is really strong. I am of the belief that if you play someone like Soldier, you can probably get to gold by just controlling the high ground, because the enemy team won't actually contest you, basically. Don't stand perfectly still, because it makes it way easier for things like that to happen. We've been punished for that one a few times now. That's like the 4th death we've had because we were standing perfectly still. I mean, we might have died regardless, but like, we're making it easier for them by standing still as well, because then they just have to hover over our head, and then bam, easy. We're not moving. Always just be like bobbing around a little bit. Just makes you a little bit harder to kill. And you want to be harder to kill. You don't want to be easier to kill. Oof, I don't like what we're doing. We shouldn't. No, I don't support it. I don't support it at all. If we're gonna do that, for the Sonic era, like, we shouldn't do that. But, like, if we're gonna do that, beforehand, before they come out with, like, 1 second left, I'm about to draw on the fucking wrong monitor. If before they do that, just fire the Sonic arrow rather, like right here, and then you'll see them coming around the corner, and then you can just hover over where they're gonna come out and shoot them. But we shouldn't be doing this regardless. This is a very high risk with a pretty low reward, right? Like, it's like fucking, do you remember Oblivion? Do you remember Elder Scrolls Oblivion? And if you were crouched in the shadows with a bow, you could shoot someone and they'd be like, ow! Probably the rats. Ow! Must have been the wind, right? That's exactly what's happening right now. These boys are just seeing arrows go past their face. Some of them are getting hit by arrows from behind, and they're just like, the wind. Oh my god, it takes them so long to notice that this is happening. Again, don't stand perfectly still. Just in general. We still shouldn't be doing what we're doing right now, but again, don't stand perfectly still. We just fire once and then just like lay storm arrow into these people. We still shouldn't be doing what we're doing, but if we're gonna be doing this, we could be doing it better. And then, if we think this guy's gonna come around the corner, Sonic arrow right here, comes around the corner, hover my mouse right there, dead. Oh my goodness. Again, don't stand perfectly still. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. Oh. Goddamn. So we're back. We're back now. Everybody's dead. We shouldn't be here anymore. We should be gone. We shouldn't. It's just Moira here. This checkpoint's gone. Again, we could have used Storm Arrow sooner. It seems no, oh god, no. Oh god, no. Oh, the checkpoint was gone. There's no point fighting over a checkpoint that you've already lost. That checkpoint was gone. So we should have just given up. We shouldn't have even gone over there to try and fight over it, because like there's one person on our team, 6 people on their team. It's done. It's over. It's not going to happen. We shouldn't have been there at all. But then we also definitely shouldn't have committed our ultimate to it. Don't stand perfectly still. Soldier's right over, because I could fucking sense him just like, oh, hold on, he stopped. And then like hovered the cursor over. Oh, look, a teleporter. Oh, look. If you're playing Symmetra, this is gonna be irrelevant very soon. I fucking, god, nothing tweaks me more than when they just wouldn't put the turn the fucking turret around, the teleporter around. You just come out, full tilt, running right back into your spawn. Like, take the extra half second and point it at where the person is gonna want to be going when they come out of the teleporter. But no. Someone on our team left, that sucks. Better than trying to win. Everybody gives up in Overwatch. Nobody tries. Nobody tries. Everybody's trash. So, we're gonna do it 5v6. We've even got fucking 3 minutes left. Anyway. I don't know why we're doing this. This is a very peculiar movement to make. We could have, like, gotten here way faster as, like, climbing up a wall. Hanzo can climb walls, so... It's very peculiar. We, like, very rarely use Sonic Arrow, is also what I'm noticing. And I mean, to be fair, there are not a lot of situations in which we have had to use it. But, like, when you just throw Sonic Arrow into them right there, and everybody can just see them around the doorway, and then that makes it easier to try and kill people when they peek the door to shoot at us, right? Or we can peek the door and shoot at them, right? It's just, you can just throw Sonic Arrow out there at people. If there's any kind of, like, obstructions in the way, because just, like, seeing where they are through the wall is a big deal. Wall hacks are pretty strong. Oh, they're only 5 people as well. Sick. So we managed to kill him. They don't suspect a damn thing. Don't stand perfectly still, well, still, you know, still don't do that. So, we're the greatest ninja of all time. Get fucked, Genji. Did you see that one? Too fucking simple. So, we've almost got our ultimate. That's cool. I wouldn't say we've used it so well up until this point, but, you know, this would be the one. This is going to be the one. I have faith. That's not going to really reveal anything, because think about what's, like, directly around that wall is just the staircase. They're going to be standing on the balcony, right, or the platform. So if we think that somebody's back there, we just, like, move a little bit further over, like, right here. Fire the arrow, like, there-ish, so that it's on the objective, right, like, past the wall, and then we'll see, like, basically that whole area back there. Not quite, like, the very edges won't be visible, but we'll see basically that whole area, as well as anybody who is currently on the objective from this angle. Showing it, shooting it right there, it's like, well, we can see the whole area right here that we can already see, and we can see a little bit around the wall where people are unlikely to be standing. So that's not a very good use of Sonic Arrow. Don't stand perfectly still while shooting at people. That's actually fair enough. Then we sit and watch the dragon every time as well. Like, we can still do things while the dragon is going. Like, we can be still, like, participating in the game. Every time we use the dragon, we then also stop what we're doing to watch the dragon. Like, you can also fight while the dragon's going still. That was actually, like, fair enough to shoot it at them right there. They were, like, all grouped up, and it would, like, force them towards our team, or, like, back on the objective, and then our team can come in. Like, you know, there's not actually a bad time to use the dragon, especially since we don't have a Zarya to combo it with, but, then we just sat and looked at it as well. Like, we could still be shooting at those people, right? Like, so, just, like, use Sonic Arrow before you come around. Just, like, peek the corner and do, like, the Sonic Arrow we just discussed a second ago. It's leaving. Oh, yeah, it left. Okay. Just, like, use the Sonic Arrow. Just, like, peek the doorway, throw the Sonic Arrow over there before you come around it. just because you have more warning on where people are going to be standing, basically. And if you're playing someone that has the potential to kill somebody in one shot, having any kind of advanced notice on where people are standing is a big deal. So we got 25 seconds left. We're going to get back in time. Just, like, lunge your way back to somewhere. Like, if you got a movement ability, just be using it while you're on your way back to get there faster. It's only got a 4-second cooldown. Like, you can just use it to get back a little bit faster. Again, just, like, use the sonic arrow before you come around. Just, like, peek, fire the sonic arrow in. Fucking hate that bug. Fucking... Just, like, peek the corner in the sonic arrow, because, again, knowing that people are there is a big deal when you can kill somebody in one shot. I've, like, pushed a button. There we go. Watch what happens to him. That Earth Shatter didn't do anything, because it used it in midair. This is a very long... Like, that bug's been in the game since launch, right? Where Reinhardt's Earth Shatter won't wait for you to land if you get yanked into the air. It just goes when you're in the middle of the air, but because there's no ground to hit, it just doesn't do anything. Just vanishes. So, that's great. If we could get that bug fixed, that's cool, because it's always really sick when you get just, like, nudged by Junkrat or something, like, right as you use your ultimate, and then, gone. If I got knocked out of the way, it probably wasn't going to be a very good Earth Shatter anyway, but no, just, like, fucking gone into the ether right there. Fucking, oh my god, that's one of the most ridiculous bugs currently in the game. So, half our team is dead. Things are not looking great, but I mean, you know. Oh, that Reinhardt killed himself. That's very convenient. And they're leaving. Don't stand perfectly still. Don't stand perfectly still. God damn, should he have killed us. Don't stand perfectly still. Again. Capture the checkpoint. Hooray. We won the game. Oh shit, Doomfist, calm down. So a little intense. And I guess we got a kill, right? Well, that did damage to people as well, I suppose. And it gave us, like, a lot of credit for Reinhardt. Okay, so, don't stand perfectly... These are the biggest things. Don't stand perfectly still. Use Sonic Arrow more. Try to stay more mobile, in general. Just, like, try and control high ground, just, like, move around more, use lunge when you're dueling somebody to try and, like, especially if it's somebody like Doomfist who is sort of reliant around one ability hitting you, use lunge to try and, like, dodge that kind of ability. You see a McCree coming at you, dodge the flashbang. You can dodge, like, Genji's dash, because he's gonna start running at you and then dash, you know, like, try to use lunge in duels, to, like, stay mobile in the duels, when you're dueling somebody. Try to use lunge while you're dueling somebody to dodge big things. When you're using Dragon Strike, if you don't have anybody to combo it with, like, if you don't have Zarya, right, then the Dragon Strike is probably not going to be super good anyway, because it's a meh ultimate, really, but when with Graviton, really good. But don't just, like, shoot it out at people, right? Like, it's not really, like, a very good projectile ultimate. The idea is to shoot it at them when they have limited locations to go to, right? Like, textbook, if you're on Numbani, right, you know, if you're, like, defending and they're coming up the staircase onto the balcony, you fire it into the little room. Alright, you're standing on, like, the street, you just, like, fire it into that little room. They've got nowhere to go, it goes the entire length of the room, it kills everybody in the room, right? The goal is not, you don't want to just shoot it at them in out open space, because then they have all kinds of directions to go into to get to safety, like, just walk out of the way, but a lot of heroes have movement abilities as well. So you want to use it when people have limited locations they can go to. And then if they also, like, ideally in such a way that if they're going to avoid it, they have to go into a more dangerous location, right? Because if you're on, like, Anubis, right, second checkpoint, if you launch it, like, sideways onto the objective, then they have to go, like, towards the bridge to get to safety, or into the fuck closet behind the objective to get to safety. So either way, they're, like, moving away from cover and into your team, or they're moving into the area where everybody can just dive in and kill them. That's, like, the idea with Dragon Strike. Just firing it at them in open space, they can go any kind of way to get out of the way. But, like, like look around more, like keep an eye on locations people commonly flank you from, especially like in low SRs. People are going to come from all kinds of crazy locations, so you got to be looking around to see where they're coming from. And then also use Storm Arrow more, because this Storm Arrow is like really strong aspect. Like that's part of the reason Hanzo is so strong right now. Just like fucking like use that baby as much as possible. Just like shoot an arrow, Storm Arrow, instantly just like go into somebody, basically. Even if it's just like a Reinhardt's barrier, that's fine. You just took a quarter of the thing's life off of it for like an 7-second cooldown, I think. That's really strong, right? Just like use your cooldowns more. Try to stay more mobile. Look around more. Don't stand perfectly still. We got punished so many times for standing perfectly still. All kinds of things. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. And I hope you found the video helpful.